So, I just watched the Dark Side of the Ring Ultimate Warrior episode, and I just want to get something off my chest. The A&E special is, without a doubt, very, very glorifying of the Ultimate Warrior. However, what I just am just still trying to delineate in my mind, and I'm trying to paint a picture, is that if you were gonna glorify the Warrior as much as you did WWE, I'm talking to you, which, okay, fine, whatever. If you're gonna glorify a guy, then why do you bring up any of his controversy to begin with? Because if you're gonna glorify him, but yet still bring up a controversy about him, then you might as well go all the way. You might as well not only talk about him being a conservative, making these motivational speeches at these college campuses, saying all types of crazy nonsense about gay people, black people, draws apparently for his disability, which is something that they didn't even discuss in the Dark Side of the Ring, but obviously they definitely taught them much more than the A&E special did. But nevertheless, if you're gonna bring up that controversy, you might as well bring up the fact that the Warrior didn't care that he broke Bobby Heenan's neck. Bobby Heenan, a legend, not a legend in his mind like Warrior was at the time, an actual legend, somebody that was wrestling for years, and he just wanted people, to his opponents, to not hurt his neck. Don't break it anymore. Don't injure it. But he broke it anyway, and he didn't care. Jim Hellwig didn't care. Again, man, if you're gonna talk about what he said in 2005, you might as well also talk about that. The majority of the documentary, of course, goes into his origins, of how he went from teaming up with Sting, real life name Steve Borden, to eventually becoming the Dingo Warrior, and then, as we all know him, the Ultimate Warrior, which nobody knows why they even called him the Dingo Warrior to begin with. Nobody knows. It was just a name that just, like, out of nowhere. You're the Dingo Warrior. It's one of the most bizarre, dumbest names you could possibly think of in professional wrestling, and that's saying a lot. What I didn't know is that Jake the Snake really hated the Ultimate Warrior, and Jim, as much as he's dead now, he was definitely very disrespectful. Whereas the A&E special says that, oh, Jim was so respectful and he loved everybody. Might as well have said that. When, if you watch like this Dark Side of the Ring and you hear Jake talking, that's not exactly the case. He was saying a lot of messed up stuff, and it was because of his ego that, you know, in the most crazy and, in many ways, most savage ways possible that I think I've ever heard or seen of anybody getting fired in professional wrestling, the Warrior at SummerSlam. Keep in mind, Warrior and Jake Roberts were going to have a feud. Now, Jake was like, man, I don't want to do that. I hate the Warrior. And who could blame him? He was saying a lot of crazy stuff. But he was going to get a lot of money for it. He was like, all right. They was like, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be like a lot of money. Tons of dollars. Just talking all about that. So he's going to get a lot of money. Or at least he would have. And then all of a sudden, you see the Warrior, he's got the steel chair, he's running, and next thing you know, the crowd can't see it, apparently Vince is like, you're fired. At the pay-per-view, as he's running with the steel chair. And it's like, you go right there, like, next thing you know, you're fired. I don't think I have ever heard of something as crazy as that. A wrestler just like running into an immediate termination. He basically ran right into a termination. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Jim Hellwig, man. I mean, there's nothing else that you could really say about the guy other than he was definitely a eccentric, erratic man and character. He was also a man who went through a very troubled life, especially growing up. But you still can't take away, granted, a lot of his accomplishments, but also a lot of the things that he did and said that were just disrespectful and that sadly prove a lot of those that hated him kind of right. Triple H and Warrior fought at WrestleMania 12. Triple H, well, of course, was at the time Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and that's another point, hit him with the pedigree. Hunter hit him with the pedigree. And Warrior still gets back up, and then he squashes him. At WrestleMania. At WrestleMania 12. And this guy wanted comic books. And like I said before, he wanted to become a motivational speaker. This guy wanted it all. And as the A&E special talks about, he had his own gym, which in the most shocking and actually kind of sympathetic moments that they talk about, that Shari tells us, is that the last time she saw Jim, or Warrior, if you want to go by that name, was him actually apologizing for everything that he did. Because keep in mind that the gym that they were at, his gym, the gym that he was at, that he made, he and his wife, his ex-wife, they both found their significant others at that same gym. So they ended up now, so before they completely parted ways, Jim went up to his wife, held her hand, and just basically apologized for everything, and then just said, basically like, I'm sorry for everything, you're going to be a great mom, and then left. And that was the last time she'd ever seen him. So, overall, with this documentary, I believe, as much as it talks a good amount of how Jim Hellwig was very controversial and an egomaniac. It also showed that there was definitely some severe anxiety, and did list his accomplishments. Take it for what it's worth. Do I think that Ultimate Warrior is the best wrestler? By no means I think that. But I don't think he's the worst, at least as far as he was able to draw, and he did get the crowd going, and he did manage to use his intensity as a cover-up for his horrible wrestling. It just is what it is. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I don't know if it's my favorite Dark Side of the Ring, but it was a solid episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, I'll put more information in the description below. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.